Hey guys, welcome back to now round 3 of the FFT Arena May Limit Break Tournament. And to kick us off, we got White Knight's team on top versus mine on the bottom. I'll just kind of speed through these guys. You've seen them already. Yeah. Alrighty. So, small first. We're going to Best Rodeo's house. This map tends to make for some kind of weird matches, so we'll see if that holds up here. Okay, looks like that Paladin going immediately on the offensive. Ninja is not going to deal a whole lot of damage, but might be able to get an early sadness in, and indeed he does. But the thing is that does not make any difference to Meteor Rain, which, even after the auto potion, does deal a decent amount of damage. Nothing crazy, but White Knight really wants to get as many status effects as possible. That's the big weakness of my team, so that's a really big evade into a counterattack kill. Exactly what White Knight wanted to see. See what this Bahamut can do. Isn't quite enough to take down the priest. Now the priest is going to get a pretty hefty counter magic. And that's the second counter kill in a row, although that does have the unfortunate side effect of making that frog inert. Zodiark gonna deal a pretty nasty amount of damage, and my team is really on the back foot from pretty early on into this match. Now let's see if that ninja can survive this. Yeah, he does. Dying on a pretty sheepish amount of damage after the sadness. It looks like, yeah, a healing staff whack is gonna go on the priest. But that summoner is just gonna go down, and it's a 1v4. Bellet does have a track record of success in 1v4s, to be fair, so we'll see if she can pull it off, but I'm not counting on anything here. See if that raise can get a turn in for the summoner, though I'm not anticipating that it will. Will Demi kill? Well, it doesn't matter if it would, because it missed. If that Squire can get up, that'll be pretty serious business, potentially. But the ninja is very close to death, so yeah, no, I don't think anything's happening for my team, unfortunately. And to really rub salt in the wound, once again that Oracle has his cast taken away. White Knight's team just keeping itself nice and safe, avoiding any unexpected BS on my part. Priest is lining up to nuke my summoner. Oracle has a lower chance of the frog there, but if it hits, good googly moogly. Summoner does get a turn. And that Angel Feathers, if it gets out in time, will be huge. Haste is going to be tough to overcome. Alright, well, the Seraph does manage to lands just in the nick of time. It is a 4v4 again. Oh, it's a 4v3. Oh, and the frog there is absolutely killer. Now, Phoenix Down is going to be there to pick up the summoner, but the thing is that they're now food for AoE. And indeed, that's going to be a Meteor Rain in a second. And for those who weren't aware, Meteor Rain is unavailable. Priest going in and getting the job done herself. And put some oil on her, why not? Okay, that was not a Meteor Rain. My bad. Ninja is holding on by a thread and decides that he's gonna take a little bit of a bite out of the oracle before he goes. But not enough of a bite to get the kill. But that should get the kill though, as Bellet the Thief is in the corner, completely useless. Down she goes. Alright, well, quite a convincing win for game 1. Let's see if White Knight can seal it in the upcoming large map. Going to Brevenia Free City. Go nighttime. We had a very tight match between Coruscant and Zodis on this map, so see if it lives up to its reputation this tournament. And that's a cool triple haste to open up the game for White Knight, so not too shabby. One weakness I've noticed with my team is that they just don't really take a lot of effort into getting all their buffs up. And this team is kind of just a watered down version of my last tournament team. In all fairness, I didn't make this one to be like really min-maxed. I didn't really lab it. But, you know, White Knight's team has been going ham this tournament so far, so if I can take it off his team, I'll feel pretty good. My team just kind of hanging back, keeping itself safe. Sans Squire, of course, because he just kind of rages forward like a bull. A considerably slower bull now, unfortunately. See if the ninja can go and clear that. Should be a pretty high priority for him to do that. Ooh, an Addle. I think Addle disables items? I'm not sure. Have to double check that. Pretty nasty little whack, but a good bit of the edge taken off. Let's see. Well, that's a pretty edgy hit right there as the Squire goes down. And I believe we should have a raise coming out in a second. And yeah, I'm pretty sure no items allowed for that ninja, because he ain't doing shit. I see a wall for the Squire there. So is that a Zodiark coming out from the Priest? Because it said 0%. Although that says 0% too, so. Ouch. I guess that's the ice summon, and down he goes. Yeah, we're seeing a lot more summons than we normally do. because typically it's just kind of pick Bahamut and forget about it, right? That is an absolute mountain of buffs being taken off, and indeed that ninja is just useless, just sitting around, can't do nothing. Let's see who the thief decides to pick up. She's gonna go for the summoner, which is probably the wise decision. If the summoner manages to get up and get a Bahamut off, it'll be pretty good, although the AoE from that summon upcoming is pretty significant. Oracle, she's going on a vacation here. Ninja finally able to actually get up and, you know, do something. If the sadness can land, that'll be a pretty big blow to the priest, and indeed it does. So, let's see how that influences this. Life drain, not enough to put the thief into critical. And Zodiark not enough to kill the summoner thanks to the ninja. But looks like that Demi will. Unless the Moogle is able to save her. And it looks like the Squire is the next one to get picked up. And the thief will benefit from this Moogle here. Squire is gonna cancel that cast, and oh, that is rough, although speed save definitely come in clutch there. No kill, and the auto potion takes off almost half the damage there. And sadness as well as critical now on that Squire. So that's half of White Knight's team sad now. So 66% frog coming out. If that manages to land, that'll be a real big problem. And the transfusion isn't too worrying there, because he just gets all his HP back anyway. Okay, we'll see if the thief manages to get herself far enough outside of her lineup with the Squire to break that loop and pick up her own Squire. And indeed, she does manage to do it. Although that frog on the ninja is absolutely devastating. And that frog is going to get nuked whenever he takes his next hit. Now I'm interested to see whether the thief is going to go for the revive or for the Asuna. Alright. Not a heck of a lot of damage going on that paladin, but it is something. And tell you what, that is a lot of damage. So it looks like that priest is going to do the job of getting rid of the debuffs on the ninja in a second. It's 2 hastes. Though she might have been hasted already. Good night. Okay. Oh, no. She wasn't hasted. Alright, well, a very weak hit there, and good enough to give Dragon Spirit. So we'll see how the re-raise factors in. Although, actually, come to think of it, was he undeaded there? I think he was. Yep. So, never mind. Yeah, now he's oiled up. That ninja is going to be able to get up in a little shake of the tail feathers. Squire keeping himself alive. But with weak on him, hell, just about anything should be able to kill. Comet being one of the ones in the arsenal that doesn't. That looks to be a pretty clutch removal. Oh, right, yeah, okay. Same item, getting rid of both of them. That's pretty nice. It's too bad he doesn't hold on to re-raise from the several triggers of Dragon Spirit that he had while he was undead. But at least if he falls, he'll be able to get picked back up. Squire not able to kill the ninja thanks to the MP switch. That is a frog on the Squire, and not enough to kill. But it is enough to probably save the life of the other Squire. Spell Absorb, so that summoner might have to go in for melee. She's in range for it, I believe. And Maiden's Kiss now. Ninja coming in clutch with these items. And he gets a heal, so he's certainly in a safer position. And that's an instant Bahamut. I think it'll only be on Squire though. No, actually, so it does drop the Squire, but it also hits the Paladin, and unfortunately for the Paladin, he just manages to give re-raise to the Squire. This is looking really bad for White Knight. That Oracle tends to go with offensive options, so... Oh, that's a very clutch Dragon Spirit. The buffs are now gone for Bellet the Thief, so... Not that many, though. Not as many as last time, that's for sure. Alright, so that summoner is going to be a little bit more deadly now. And the Paladin and the Squire just have a little truce to give each other Dragon Spirit, apparently. The Squire says, hey, I want a little bit of re-raise. What do you think? Down goes the Paladin, and it is now a 4v1. He does have that re-raise though, so he's going to get up shortly. We'll see if the Oracle can survive in the meantime. Indeed he will. But meanwhile, the Priest is gone now. But that Oracle, of course, very mobile, is able to keep himself in the running for now. Sadness definitely making him a lot less threatening, I will say. And the Paladin certainly not at the same damage level as that Squire. Not terribly effective in a duel. 2-2. It's a carbuncle from the summoner. And the frog misses also. Just more re-raise farming. So I believe that Paladin is just within kill range for the Squire, who is now going to be getting more turns, and indeed he gets it. Yeah, and he does manage to take down the Paladin, so we're back to a 4v1. But Oracle content to run around for ages, it seems. But meanwhile, that Squire is going to crystallize pretty quick. .87 damage, so... Sadness, not getting the Oracle's way in this situation. So Belt's gonna have to wait for the ninja to Maiden's Kiss her. So that Oracle can just keep running circles around my guys for a while. Oh, and a double miss on the Dispel Magic. Squire not in range to be able to go down and get a hit. I wonder if he'll be able to double turn. Squire now in range. And he is saying goodnight. And with that, we're going to a tiebreaker. Let's see how fortune favors us as we head on to the medium map. We're going to Zeltenia Church Ruins. And that looks to be a quadruple haste off the top, as long as it hits everybody. And indeed it does. As a very, very, very nice start for White Knight. Exactly what he was hoping for. Don't get any better than that. And 2 regens there, not too shabby. Certainly beating me on the buff game right now. That's one thing I definitely could have packed a little bit more of. But, oh well. And Shell now is going to make those Bahamut's less threatening. So Belle the Thief's going to be happy to just hang back way in the back row. Oh, but as I say that, the Oracle's going in for a cheeky little Dispel. He gets it, and I believe that's 100%. I believe wrong, because it misses. He's had some bad luck on that the last few times he's tried. Dia for a pretty substantial chunk of her max HP, really. And for a more substantial chunk of max HP, that Squire goes down. Oracle stays standing from a bit of a lukewarm hit. Ninja spreading the love. And I believe that makes for full team haste for me now. No dice on the stop, and we've seen that when a lot of debuffs land on my team, it gets cooked. So my win condition is just being able to avoid enough of those to get a kill. Now, it does manage to land that time, and that's a lot of buffs being taken away from Bellet. That's going to be a lot of damage, but unless the dead proc goes off... Well, my Squire's certainly putting in the work this time. Paladin's going to go to pick that priest up. See if this Bahamut can bring the Oracle into critical. Nope, but that is more damage being laid on. And now with Bellet having her buffs cleared, Illidan's gonna go ahead and put him back on. No more Reflect for her, but she got everything else back. So the priest's gonna get picked back up, and my Squire's the only one back there to really do anything about them, so he might get outturned here, potentially, and indeed, it looks like that other Squire's gonna get picked up. That Oracle is getting whittled down, though. And that's now a double Dispel Magic, so the Squire's getting work done. My Squire is also getting some work done, too. Just kind of keeping his thumb down on the other side while my side works away at this Oracle. And the Oracle is off in the corner, but if they can get the priest up, the priest should be able to go and run and revive him. But we'll see if he keeps on just going with the Dispel Magics. And I better hope that Illidan can get this kill, because otherwise he can do 3 Dispel Magics. Oh, goodness gracious, we'll see. Now this Squire is gonna go to pick up the priest, so might be that the tides are turning. And we're looking at a pretty decent little transfusion. I believe my Squire will still one-shot both of them. Although, well, he might not be able to take down the Squire, but we'll see. And is this Bahamut finally going to put the Oracle down? Well, thanks to the life drain missing, it should. But I don't think it's 100%, so... Fingers crossed, White Knight. And... perhaps the worst target that my Squire could have gone for there, but... oh well. Good night, Oracle, on the 57 damage. Not the biggest Mega Flare you've ever seen, that's for sure. Is the priest gonna be in range to... nope. And she's gonna go for the aggressive option anyway. Squire not able to kill and able to give Dragon Spirit, so... the 2-tap does take him down, but he's now guaranteed to run around and get a pretty decent hit in. For my sake, I hope he goes after the Squire, but... well, Berserk units aren't necessarily known for doing the smartest thing they possibly can, so... Auto Potion taking the edge off that, but given how squishy she is, it's still a decent amount of her max HP. Ninja is gonna attend to her needs, though. My Squire's back up. And he does the absolute worst thing he could have done there, pretty much. Going for the full frontal. But hey, I did say I wanted him to attack the Squire, so I guess I can't really complain that much, can I? Priest narrowly survives, and she's gonna get the counter magic, and that should get 2 hits. That counter magic has been so effective. She gets the kill. Wow. So Bellet's gonna attend to the summoner here, but meanwhile the Squire is 1,000 miles away up there. Ninja's just gonna move forward a little bit. And White Knight now just going for the sustain. We might be headed for a permanent 3v3 here. Tell you what though, that's 2 hastes. And a very nice cure, so that priest is now in a lot less danger than she was before. Especially with the healing blade. Now, that Bahamut, I don't know how much damage it's gonna do. And I gotta cross my fingers and hope to die that there's not gonna be a counter magic there. And unfortunately for me, there is, and I think that may get 3 hits. Only 2, but it does get a kill. And I believe that Squire in the corner is just doomed. Ninja is on low HP, so if he can survive, then that Asafune will hit like an absolute freight train. But let's see what that Zodiarch can do. Or, okay, it might be a Zodiarch, it might be something else, I don't know. Okay, it is. And the summoner is down again, though the ninja is not. The thief is going to go to pick up the summoner, so the ninja is free to go in for an attack, and if he manages to land this, it's going to be big damage. Yep, see you later, priest. We're at a 2v2 right now. But methinks the paladin is just going to go and pick up the priest. Nope, he's going to go for offense. And enough offense to kill that ninja, I think. Well, not if it misses. Okay, we're getting down to the wire here a little bit. See if my summoner can get a turn. Oh, priest gets it. And she's going to be able to go and put herself right back up to full health. Not what I was looking for, I'll tell you that. Alright. Let's see what the ninja can do. Yeah, we've been seeing that Squire pull off some very nice dodges exactly when he needs them, so. If my thief would move forward a little bit, maybe she can save the Squire. Summoner does not go down this time, and the auto potion does keep her around. Is she gonna go for Angel Feathers? She is. Oracle is crystallized now. Squire's back up, so that is exactly what I was hoping to see. He's taken an interesting route there. I think he might have been able to go and attack the Squire, but he gets taken down by a Thunderstrike, so perhaps his return was short-lived. Comet is enough this time, so the summoner goes down, and the thief's gonna go back right around and stall to keep the summoner up. But now the Squire is even further out in the middle of nowhere. Not a lot of damage there, but the sadness is very nice to see, and no more counter magics for her until she can get rid of it. Summoner is back up. Yeah, so that sadness probably saved the ninja's life there. See, Even with the MP switch, he's dead. See what the summoner does. Oh, she doesn't have any MP, so she's going to go in for a very feeble whack there. And the thief now just keeping her buffs up, and it's looking like White Knight managed to clutch this one out. Well, not a lot of damage prepping up there, but if there's a dead proc, that'll be pretty big. Alright, Thief does beat the priest on the cast there. Yeah, and a speed save. Squire manages to get a very important hit there. And speaking of hits, Summoner not able to get that done. It's a 2v2 now. Really just evolving into a scrap. That ninja, very dangerous with the Asafune. 2v1 now. What's the ninja gonna do? Probably the right move, pick up the thief. Although... Huh, okay. Summoner's gonna get back up. Yeah, Paladin's out of MP. Not able to take that whack out, but meanwhile the Squire is now gone. And throws stone saying nope to the thief. And Summoner just continues to support, or Ninja, pardon me. Bellet is going to get one more chance at a cast. We'll see if the Squire can break it. Nope. Well, that's a pretty good kill there, as my Summoner is now just locked into a violent mindset, I guess, but she's really out of her depth here. But if she can get that crystal, which she probably has a decent chance at. Wow. Squire really dodging when he needs to. That being said, the sadness is pretty bad news. Not able to take down the Summoner, so can thank the ninja for that. She did manage to get shit done there, and she's sure lucky there was no counterattack, I'll tell you that. So Paladin really showcasing the weakness of the class when they run out of MP, because he just can't move around very much, so my team's just kind of bobbing and weaving around. That being said, though, he does manage to get a turn. And finally, he is able to kill the Summoner. We'll see what the ninja decides to do, and it looks like, indeed, he's going to go for the Phoenix down. We're seeing the fight move off to the corner here. In a heal, so the Squire and Paladin are both outside of the ability to kill in a hit. That being said, though, the Squire buffs himself up quite a bit. Summoner really not making the wisest decision by continuing to go for these whacks. But Paladin not really able to get anything done either. Squire kind of just squaring up there. So with this being a permanent 3v2, seems pretty decent for my team. Throw Grime there will make the Thunder Strike a lot scarier, though. If the Summoner would just go and pick up the Crystal, I don't know, I feel like she should just Carbuncle. It's kind of weird to me that she's not, but... that ninja is a lot safer. And Auto Potion definitely making things a lot easier for Yara the Summoner, that's for sure. No more weak there, so that ninja is bulky. And some more HP coming up. Alright. Thief is weak. Don't do that. Whoa, that's some damage, but, okay. And we're weak on Bell the Thief. And Auto Potion continuing to make that Paladin rather unthreatening for her. And now looks like my team is pulling ahead on the buffs. 2 hits in a row and 2 counterattacks in a row. I'll take it. 1 regen. And the Squire looks to be heading towards the crystal. This is must-see TV at the moment, folks. Hope you got your popcorn. Sadness misses, which is unfortunate, but doesn't really make much of a difference. What I would need to do is kill him, have him get up, and then get him sadness so that he can't react anymore. Yeah, Auto Potion continuing to give her HP. I wonder if somebody wants to add up how much Auto Potion healing she gets by the end of this match. My team not giving a lot of leeway in terms of damage because, you know, we're just at a point where we can't really be worn down. But that being said, that Squire just refuses to lose. Another Auto Potion. And I believe Auto Potion is 100% for her, yeah, because she's at 100 faith, so. That is not an isolated thing, so he can't really take her down, although if him and the Squire work really hard, they can. Alright, is this going to be the hit? Apparently so. And finally, the Squire does go down. I don't think the Paladin can pick him up now. Nope. Well, after a very long scrap, it looks like my team has managed to pull out the win. White Knight certainly did not make it easy, though, I'll tell you that. It was a battle of 3v1s, and then utterly bizarre, messy slogs, and reaction spam out the wazoo. Summoner really just farming those auto potions at this point. Oh wow, and she's going for a carbuncle. Can you believe it, guys? Although, because he's going to have sadness, she's going to do about as much damage as a wet noodle. Or even less, to be honest. You know, maybe you guys remember when you were kids and you were at the swimming pool. If you get, I don't know, if you get a good crack on those noodles, it can hurt. Ninja keeping the homies nice and alive and well. Yeah, he's a weird build. He was originally designed to survive Kapala's 1.44 Berserker team. Because that team was just nasty, and so they'd go forward and bring him down to critical, and then he'd one-shot one of them. And that often was enough to turn the tides for me, but when damage isn't coming in on him, he does look kind of awkward. Sadness is a very underrated debuff, though. I'm going to say that. And not quite enough to kill him. I'm interested to see if the re-raise... Oh, well. Bell there making a very smart move and robbing him of the crystal, but I wonder if the re-raise will give him the pickup. Nope, it does not. Alright, well, that was a gargantuan task, but after an absolutely harrowing war, not just a match or a fight, but, you know, truly a one for the history books, I take that one 2-1. GG, White Knight. Wow. Alrighty, hi again, guys. So next up on the docket, we got none other than Dr. Carvalho and Break. You guys have seen these teams already, but here's a refresher. We're going to Zargita Slum. It's my favorite map. Good luck, have fun. Alright, Carvalho's Thief starting off with a double haste. And that is a very aggressive start for the Mystic Knight, but nothing going on. And a Berserk on the Thief. We'll see if that doesn't bite Break in the butt. That Archer not allowing very much of anything to come in on him, so he's certainly eating up action economy here. Alright, well this is straight out of the gate proving to be a very guard-heavy matchup. See if that persists. And that looks to be a very nice AoE that forces the Samurai to move himself down in the corner. Oracle is weighing her options carefully, and she's going to go for something that's going to hit 2. Speaking of hitting 2, that's an undead on the monk, and good thing there was no undead on the archer, because otherwise that auto potion would not have been very productive. That's pretty respectable damage off the cure. Double hit on the magic twister, and that is enough to drop down the monk, so he's going to be gone for a while. Ouch. Oracle and critical. Seal Evil petrifies the ninja. That is huge. And that's a frog. Alright, well, no damage, no hit. And that frog just kind of sitting in the corner. That thief getting a lot of turns. But that archer has just absolutely not been accepting any amount of damage this entire match. Good lord, and just more guarding. Alright, army misses only to trigger Dragon Spirit. And Dustblade, I believe. Another guard on the counter magic. She has no MP. Okay, imagine if that had hit. That would have been so hilarious. Says, no, I think I would like my MP back. And continuing the trend of MP being absorbed from everyone. That MP has traveled from the Oracle over to the Samurai. Sharing is caring, I guess. Alright, well, down goes that Scholar. Strength Tonic, for the Archer. This is such a weird match, I can't lie, guys. That ninja has just been mogging there, aura farming on the roof this whole time. Alright, well, the Scholar is going to get to have a nap. Spectral Spite, not very productive against that Mystic Knight. That Samurai is going to need a little bit more damage. Tell you what, though, that shield aim is pretty damn nice. And the monk is back up. Chakra, one of the options that undead have to heal themselves, so see what the thief does. He's certainly taking his time. No dooms, and not a lot of damage there either. Tell you what though, that monk is back down, and he's going to be down for a while. Alright, well, shield aim now taking away the second shield. See what this Oracle does. No undead proc, and you certainly know the Oracle wanted it. Only one Shuriken able to hit, and it does trigger the Dragon Spirit, although I'm pretty sure he had re-raise already, so whatever. Wow, and that Archer just an absolute dodge tank. Yeah, he's really been the MVP, no doubt about that. Let's see, does he dodge it again? Nope. But Auto Potion really putting the work in, no doubt about that. Tailwind, so nice vantage points coming up for the Archer. Oh, and that's another Petrify, and that is how the game ends. Wow. Wow. Well, okay. That's a very strong showing for Break from Game 1. We'll see if he can carry it on. Guys, unfortunately, we had a death of my laptop in the middle of our second game between Carvalho and Break, so we're going to rerun it. Very tragic because it was an absolutely phenomenal game that I suppose will just live in my head forever, so we will run it right now. And based on some requests from Break, we have a song from Saga Frontier 2. Alright, we're starting off with Tailwind. That ninja is nice and buffed up. Knight moving forward. So this Archer was a big factor last game. We'll see if he continues that. And thanks to tailwinds on both teams, there's a lot of floating that's going to happen. And this is a surprisingly vertical map, so I can definitely see it making a pretty big difference. And that's 2 don't moves right off the hop. Triple shell. So he can very quickly stand in place. Ouch. So Archer doing some flanking maneuvers. Does not manage to berserk the thief this time, and basically doing nothing thanks to the auto potion. So yeah, some modest hits going on to start us off. Well, the ninja does manage to lose all his buffs, but he does get a couple of them back. Plague Bio, but no undeads. That's pretty pivotal. Carvalho really wants to get as much undead onto Break's team as possible. Because, yeah, like, those healing options become completely worthless. Thief getting a taste of his own medicine here as he goes to sleep. And the futon is really going to put him to sleep, but at least he'll have a comfortable little surface. Oracle thinking, as she tends to do, but even for her, pretty long little contemplation. Yeah, that cure is nice. Use it while you can. Yeah, no Plague Bio there, though. Let's cover fire for a little bit. A very productive Suzumaku puts down the monk. And that's a Berserk now on the Scholar, and I believe that'll interrupt the cast. So Kagasugi there. And no more float for the ninja. A lot of don't moving. Monk's gonna get right back up. And oh, wow. Okay. Well, that was not the best turn for the ninja there, and the monk is getting his heal up. Scholar not in range to do anything. He manages to hurt his own friend with the Phoenix Blade. Okay, well, pair of hastes there, not too bad, as the thief takes a little tactical retreat. Oh, death sentence, and that is tremendous. No dragon spirit spam for you, my friend. Earth Slash misses. Go to bed. Archer is... oh. Whoops. Certainly not sweating too hard right now, and that Mystic Knight... counting his days. No kill with the counter tackle that time, but the monk is in critical. And Shadowcry puts him down. We're at a 3v2 right now, favoring Break. But that Mystic Knight is gonna make things a little bit worse for himself pretty quick. See what the thief can do. Steel armor. Well, that certainly makes the archer less durable, though an auto potion is still pretty tough to punch through. But that Mystic Knight is as good as dead. darkness on the samurai, but I don't think that's what he needed right now. That's a big Earth Slash. But not as big as maybe he would have wanted. Samurai's getting some good support going. Now Dr. Carvalho just kind of has to hold in a little bit, let his undead units get up, and hopefully get something done. But that being said, the Mystic Knight is now down for the count. And the Thief sure ain't bringing him up. I'll tell you what, for a Berserker, that's not a heck of a lot of damage. These don't move, just to rub salt in the wound. See if Break's team can put these fellas down before they start getting up. Oracle might have it. Nope. And the ninja is up, and he's gonna... Wow, managed to heal himself without the sadness. That probably would have lost him the game if he had. And no dice on the life drain. But the archer's saying, you're not the only one who can armor break. Oh, and that's death sentence now on the archer, or on the thief, as he is just completely nuked by status effects, as is the expectation in the in this match. No more Berserk, though. Mystic Knight's back. Alright, humble little mite on there. Couple of poisons. Oh, no sleep. That would have been pretty huge. And the archer... just tossing out all these berserks. Really doing a good job there. Definitely earning himself a pat on the head, I think. Alright, Wolf Thief's down. Oh, and that is a big ol' wallop in the face to take down the Mystic Knight. Speaking of wallops, that was a pretty good amount of damage, but not enough. Say goodnight, poor little ninja. Well, no dice on the second shuriken there, but I don't think that matters one bit. And Scholar, with probably her last turn, takes the monk down to critical. Well, GG there. Not quite as entertaining as the game we unfortunately lost, but that will make the set a 2-0 sweep for Break. Good job, Break. And better luck next round, Carvalho. Alright, hi everybody. We're now on the third set of round 3 between Coruscant on top and Patty on the bottom. There you go. There's the teams. And starting off on War Jill's Port. Good amount of protects there. Maiton not able to trigger the sadness, so that was a pretty decent amount of damage, actually. We'll see if we get the undead proc here, because, as we've seen, those have been rather pivotal in the last few matches. Specifically last round. That's one undead, though the damage split does take a little bit of the edge off. Not really the damage that you're hoping to see on the archer there. Zodiark. For some decent hits, but importantly, getting 3 of them. But a lot of reactions, that's for sure. And I tell you what, that was quite a bit of damage as well. Well, we've got quite a fast-paced match on our hands. Not heavy on the debuffs in the same way as last set, though. Oh, and a double kill. What's that samurai gonna do? He's gonna go ahead and knock down the priest, and it looks as though Patty's team is getting roughed up. Or, pardon me, Coruscar's team. My bad. That summoner is down, though, and we are at a 2v1. See if Coruscar can clutch it. But Phoenix Blade is going to make it a bit more of an uphill battle. Or, sorry, it's a 1v2 for Patty, I'm sorry. And as I say that, Coruscar takes it. Sorry, it's been a bit of a hectic night, okay? Forgive me. I think you guys have seen I'm my ADHD sometimes is a little bit of an obstacle. Ravennia Free City. And we love the nighttime maps, so let's go with cloudy, shall we? Song for you guys. Let's see. Sticking with our PS1 theme. Oh, this map again. Well, hopefully this one goes a little bit faster than the last one. Team's just moving forward, getting ready to engage. You know, I gotta say, I've been very pleased with the amount of teleports. Because teleport, oh, just what a cool movement. It's not that good, really, but, you know, the amount of aura you get just teleporting around the place is irreplaceable. That's a slow now on the Mystic Knight. Of course, our liking that. It's a good amount of damage on the ninja, though. Oh, and as is that, as those two undead units get absolutely hammered. But, not in the good way. Okay, Archer not able to get anything done. Well, okay, you got a little bit done. What's the Summoner gonna do, huh? A little bit of counter spell action, but not able to intercept that, as that's 2 undeads. That Mystic Knight is low. Let's see if he can get stuff done against the Summoner. It does manage to take a good whack out of her, but not enough. And not a heck of a lot of damage on that Summoner, all things told. Leviathan. That will be enough to take down Coruscar's Samurai, and maybe the undead doesn't manage to dog Patty's spirits, and certainly doesn't seem to, as it is now a 1v4. That auto potion keeping the summoner healthy. Yeah, we've seen auto potion be huge this tournament. Like counter magic, auto potion, Dragon Spirit too. Well, good job, Patty. The complexion of that game was certainly different for you, but importantly, it's been a whole lot of rushdown, which I think I can safely speak for the rest of the viewers when I say it's a nice change of pace. Alright, we're going to medium. Zeltania Church Ruins. Is this where we ended the last one off? I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Or, well, not the last one. The one with me. Alright, let's get another Suikoden theme. Seems like a fitting theme for this matchup. Ninja on ninja violence here. And that's 2 shurikens. Alright, the ladies now have their hastes. Speaking of haste. Yep, 2 for 2. You don't see Faith Up very often, so it's cool to see that. And the summoner flying more than Taylor Swift. Or Brave Up. Okay, am I crazy? I thought I saw Faith up there. Well, apparently my ADHD is striking again. And it's an okay amount of damage. So yeah, you know, Brave Up you don't see too often. Faith Up you really don't see too often. Because, you know. Yeah, it would be a little odd to run Faith Up on a Mystic Knight. It'd be kind of cool if there was a formula that incorporated both of them. But that Mystic Knight is in critical. On the bright side, no one dead. Well, they're clumped up. He could have done something pretty nasty, but just electing to nurse and move back, which is probably the smart thing. Yeah, and the Moogle definitely very welcome. So the ninja getting his licks in with the shuriken, but a lot of the edge taken off by the auto potion, as we've seen plenty. That will be almost a kill. But meanwhile, this bolt is gonna hurt. Yeah. For more than 500 damage. We are clumped up right now, though. But thankfully, vertical tolerance not going to hurt Patty. But what will hurt is the priest going down. But, you know, hurt stacks on hurt because that is going to be a absolutely gargantuan AoE by the look of it. And a little absorbed Thunder Strike to keep the summoner alive through this Magic Twister. Ouch! That is either 2 or 3 criticals. Might taunt to heal self, but the sadness, I don't know. These ninjas keep going for it, and I just don't think it's a very productive move. But we are at a 3v2 right now, with Patty being favored pretty hard here. But that samurai does hit like a truck, so yeah, it's a 2v2 now. So maybe I spoke too soon. 3v2. Coruscant may be coming back here. But just as I say that, down goes the archer, and that's a decent chunk on the ninja. And after this... Okay, that's a 2v1. Can this samurai take down the Mystic Knight? Or, I suppose, go for a Plague Bio. Not able to get undead, though. Proc's guarded. That's a PA save to make her a little bit scarier. And a Cold Strike. And that is enough to take her down. And in a rather nail-biting finish, Patty takes that one 2-1. Good job, Patty. Wow. Okay, so I went for a bathroom break there, and I was looking back at the footage and realized I did not have my mic recording, so unfortunately we miss out on my amazing commentary for the first two. Sorry about that. But for the tiebreaker, we're going to map 39, Goland Underground Passage. Good luck, guys. Oh, no map settings this time. Interesting. So this map is pretty good for getting those plague bios off. And far enough away that Zodus can get a pretty good advantage with a lot of different buffs, which Rex's team doesn't really bother with. They're very much just like a go in and put as much pressure on the enemy team as possible type of deal. But those hastes are just going to really kill them on action economy. Protect being arguably the most important buff in this matchup. But with that said, the monk is isolating himself here, and he's probably gonna get knocked down, although there's plenty of revive support to pick him up. Gotta say, the archer really has not been having good luck with procs in this matchup. Paladin's going to go for a jump on the Thief. We'll see if he can get a high roll and kill. The axe always forces you to hold your breath a little bit. Alright, that Squire's shield has been stolen. Down goes the Thief. Oh, and just, I guess I spoke too soon. Alright, so the Thief's gonna get picked up, but the Monk is way far out, so maybe that's what Rex needs to be able to actually win this one. We'll see. Paladin gonna go for a jump on the on the Priest. We'll see if he manages to get as much work done as he did on the Thief earlier. Thief's gonna get a turn pretty quick though. Interestingly, we'll see if... Yeah, so it gets up before the jump. Oh! I believe that's the exact same amount of damage that the first jump did. Pretty cool. Well, you can't get a proc on the bow if you don't hit. We'll see if the throw grind makes a difference. I can't remember if Atma Bow has a element. But the Priest is back, and she should be able to pick up the Monk if she gets there in time. She's thinking about it. Instead, she's going to go for the offensive option. Then get a heal on the Plague Bio, too. Pretty smart. Bit of health coming back for the Squire here. We are still at a 4v3 though, and that Monk is ticking down. No more undead on the Squire for what it's worth. A bit of damage on the Priest, but not a ton. And with the undead being cleared, that's a very nice gesture from the Priest. Not as nice will be this huge Plague Bio. And that's 2 undeads this time. Squire gonna Spin Fist. Not able to kill anybody though. That Priest is low enough though that the next hit should kill her with no worry about HP restore. Okay, the Priest should go for the revive on the Monk here, right? I think so. But I don't think she's going to survive to do it. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Archer going to clear the undead. Oh, no, the Monk crystallizes it, so we now have a permanent 4v3. Wow, well that's a pretty nasty hit there off the axe. And Omni Blast should be enough to take down the Paladin for now. Yep, and he's undead, so say goodbye for a little while. Chakra just keeping Rex nice and secure. Archer continuing to battle against this undead status. Mystic Knight pulls off the Sweeton, but speed save certainly a welcome thing for the Thief. Thief is pretty low though. There'll be another Plague Bio coming out. Angel Feathers to pick up the Priest in a second. There it is. Alright, no procs there. Although I am seeing that the Mystic Knight has the purple sheen there, so I guess he's undead already. It's hard to keep track of these undeads because they just happen so much. Priest is back down. Thief's out of MP now, so she's switching to the knockout, but doesn't manage to hit it. See if the Mystic Knight can take her down. Nope, and she gets another speed save, so she'll probably get another turn. Priest is getting picked up. Rex, I think, has a chance to do some AoE stuff. Man, that Admabo is just... Like, the procs are just non-existent. Spinfist getting some huge hits there. And Thief should go down. Yep, so Summoner's on her lonesome for a moment. She's gonna go to pick up the Thief, but the thing about that is that... Oh, never mind. And I think with that, it looks like Rex is taking this one. Yep, good night. Okay, well, GG. Good job, Rex. You take it in rather spectacular fashion there. That's a tough team to win against, so pat yourself on the back. And good luck in the next one, Zotis.